This is a glimpse into my life. Life with Eric.
Eric's here.
And I'm Kiley.
And I'm Eric.
I think we know who you are.
Oh.
So I think we need an update on the bullet hole in your neck.
The bullet hole in my neck. Before we even update on a bullet hole in my neck, I'm just like, I don't know if our people out here can hear this dog, but I'm at my wit's end with the dog.
She's a dog.
I know, but you're just fucking bones crushing in the microphones and all I can, it's like amplified in my ears. All I can hear is just crunching.
Quit focusing on the negative.
You know, so if you hear all that out there, that's what it is
just
today.
Life with Eric is a dog munching on the bone.
I'd rather have a bullet hole in my neck any day than a fucking dog.
I don't think that you would, so let's not be dramatic.
No, I do though. So it's like,
well, it's not a real bullet hole, but
let's just clarify this. It's a picker's nodule.
As we learned, is a thing this week.
And
Who knew?
I have a voicemail to prove it.
Yeah, you do.
But yeah, I'm not going to pick my neck anymore because they say it's probably cancerous now.
Well, and I kind of said this to you, but you didn't listen to me, that when you pick stuff enough, you damage the cells, which then become cancerous cells.
Well, I'm finding this out probably as I get older.
And so as you're picking these huge things, you're damaging the cells.
As I get older.
Right.
I'm telling you.
So are we done picking?
Yeah.
Are we?
Yeah. I'm not going to pick it anymore. Can't help it. The dog fucking gnaws it off, but
no. I mean, any
bone.
other things on your body.
Right. No more picker's nodules.
That's a goal.
It's disgusting.
That's
that just sounds
New Year's resolution.
Fucking horrible. Picker's nodules. You know how many people in my family probably have picker's nodules? A lot.
Well, hopefully they stop picking and learn from you.
Right. I could go to that. Last time I went to dinner with Rob and Carr at Los Compadres, of course.
Of course.
And Rob lives at this place called the Village, or by the Village, and it's all old people. And he's like, you'd be like king there. This old people. So.
Well, I mean, I think we've talked about the Village before a long time ago.
I know, but he says he belongs to the Rotary, and he's like 20, 30 years younger than anybody in the Rotary. He's like,
first of all, I didn't even know there was a Rotary anymore.
Right. There's still Rotary in Florida.
I mean, there's probably one here, but
these people, like, I might be kind of cool down there. I drive a golf cart around. I'll hang different whatever type of loofah you hang from your golf cart is what you're into. Like you're into
men, women,
this could be
swingers.
my biggest dream ever right now. I could just live down there, and they call the women who hang out with you.
And hook up with a lot of like 70-year-olds. Hey, mom.
They call them dolls.
Yeah, they're still old.
Yeah, but
you
there's a couple
that,
younger
right?
ones in there.
I doubt it. I don't think a couple younger ones are hanging out at the Village.
A couple young ones aren't even in there yet.
Right. They're like, I'd rather not catch a STD from a 70-year-old.
But because old people don't use rubbers.
No.
Or condoms, as they call them nowadays.
Right. So you're aging yourself a lot right now.
I'm just making myself.
I'm not sure if this is healthy, that your new fantasy is to hook up with old ladies.
Oh, right. That doesn't make sense, right?
Like, what's going on with you? Like, I mean, like a mental health check?
All I want is a golf cart, 4 loofahs, and 4 ladies to hang off my golf cart.
That are 70.
That are 70.
That could be my mom's best friend.
I don't really think about the 70 thing, but I guess that's true.
Those are your options. They're not younger.
Right. I'd be the godfather.
You'd be the youngest.
Yeah,
I bet it's a 55 and over community.
I'd be like the godfather, though. I'd be like the king. That part is kind of cool.
You do realize that as the older people get, the more they smell like urine and stuff, right?
Oh, that's right.
So, like, think of the smells coming off of these people.
Oh, that's probably smell like the fucking Kelsey brothers. Oh.
Right. And
my mom says the Kelsey brothers smell, by the way.
Well, they're football players. All football players smell.
No, but she's like, I don't know. They're not that attractive, and they probably smell.
How do you know if people smell?
Because they're all like,
hairy,
thick and hairy and stuff.
That doesn't mean they
I don't know. I'm just saying.
I feel like if you're hairy, you probably washed better, knowing that your hair holds things.
My mom also thinks they can't have Hooters in Japan because the Japanese girls' boobs aren't that big,
right,
to fill the outfits out. And River went to Japan. He says there's a Hooters there. My mom's like, there can't be a Hooters there. The Japanese girls' boobs aren't big enough to fill those out.
I mean, most probably aren't.
And I wish I would have had some pictures in the Hooters so I see what's going on here.
Right. I mean, we could probably Google it.
Hooters in Japan.
Right.
No, it's funny. River showed me a video. It's like Mr. Donut.
Okay.
And show me the video of Mr. Donut. They went and got a donut, and some of their donuts are fish filled.
They do a lot of fish in Japan.
Yeah, and they got them. It's like cream filling, but fish.
Ew. And so it's like a tuna fish donut.
Pretty much.
Sandwich.
Like creamy fish inside.
No, nope.
Yeah, and they all try to bite, and they're like, whoa, man, like this. And then they pan the camera up off Mr. Donut, and Hooters is above it. They go, yep, we're going to Hooters next. Well, who would ever guess they would have Hooters in Japan?
They like America, so it makes sense.
They probably. I mean, do they have chicken wings? I wonder. I didn't ask them.
Oh,
that.
they might have a different menu.
Like fish
wings.
Fish wings, yeah.
Right. They probably do have a little bit of a different menu.
But I think Japanese women have big boobs.
Some. I mean, I think
unless they're
some
fake.
do.
Unless they're fake boobs. I don't know.
Right. Because I mean, look at there's a lot of tall Japanese men.
Yeah.
And a couple women in there.
So I don't know if this is a myth or not by my mom. My mom's myth.
I'm pretty sure it probably is.
But
not
anyway,
to be rude.
People smell and people have little boobs. I don't know what to say. Well, when my mom comes on the podcast, I'll have to ask her about it.
That's the epitome of judging a book by its cover.
Right.
Just saying.
No, I can't wait. We'll get her on. We're going to have to ask her all about this
Clarify these details.
I need to clarify about the Kelsey brothers. And now they're calling it the Taylor Swift Super Bowl.
Yes,
which is coming up not this week, but next week. And
when this comes out, it'll be the weekend.
What'd you say about Colin Cowherd said?
Oh, I saw a little bit of his one of his, what does he do, episodes or something?
Yeah, he's a sports or Fox Sports guy now, and pretty much a fan of a lot of football people.
Yes, and he made a very valid point that all these men are up in arms because they keep showing Taylor Swift at the game, rah, 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 all this stuff. And they actually went back and counted how many seconds Taylor Swift is on screen.
So, I know last week 22 seconds.
So in the highest, the most amount in, I don't know what game it was.
Probably early on.
Yeah, it was in a 3-hour game. Mm-hmm. She was on a total of 150 seconds.
150 seconds.
150 seconds.
So that's like
2 2.5 minutes.
2.5
total.
minutes total time of the whole of 3 hours.
Of 3 hours time.
And then last week's 22 seconds.
And all these men are so pissed, but it's like, why are you getting pissed for 150 seconds? If Bradley Cooper's at the game or Eminem's at the game or whoever, like Jack Nicholson on the side of the Lakers game.
Jay-Z. Jack Nicholson is every second.
Nobody gives a shit when they pan to them for over, I'm sure, 150 seconds.
That's true. They want to see them.
Right. But for some reason, Taylor Swift is a threat.
The women definitely mostly want to see. And I actually do wait when Kelsey makes a play. I wait for them to show her.
Yeah.
Because
we all like it.
I mean, I guess I like it. I think a lot of people, the reason the men hate it is they're a little bit jealous, kind of like this guy's a star football player and he's going out with Taylor Swift. They're making too big of a deal of it. But
how about nobody gave a shit when they panned to Giselle?
I don't even think they hardly did pan it.
They did some, at least in the Super Bowls they did.
Yeah,
they would pan to Giselle.
Yeah, that's true. They would.
Because they'd be like, oh, hey, look what she's wearing. I think
Taylor Swift's such a big star.
Well, now there's this whole feminist thing going on that all these NFL football meatheads are all threatened by her success, and that's why.
I mean, yeah, it's a powerful woman. That's why the NFL is doing that. They said over the next year they're gonna make like $330 million off Chiefs apparel
because of
sale
Taylor Swift.
Because of Taylor Swift. That's a lot of money.
That chick that her husband's a 49er player that made that coat for her and Brittany Mahomes.
Kuchef or whatever his name is.
I can't
his
say
wife.
It. She got a deal with NFL to make merchandise.
Yeah, and she should because they're going to sell.
Yeah, she should.
Yeah, they're going to sell a million of these jackets.
Off of them, she got a deal.
They're kind of like a stylish younger person type.
Well,
she
gets it's like creative
vibe.
And but I mean, she deserves it. But would she have gotten it without it?
No.
Yeah, right.
Nope.
So
because Taylor Swift and Brittany Mahomes have been wearing them, and then also the Chiefs.
Which it's funny that
have you ever seen the Chiefs? The owner of the Chiefs' daughter.
I have not seen. I think you said this last time.
25 years old.
You're obsessed with her. You can pan to her all that you want, though, right?
I've never even seen her. Oh. They don't pan to her because she's not famous. She's just like, get out of here, dog. God, I'm going to beat the dog on the air here.
Okay,
what's she chewing right now?
Probably a piece of tape.
She chews them on marking tapes off the ground. This is a high-end freaking studio now. I have to edit all this shit out now.
Edit your anger out?
Yeah. Can you edit my anger out, Dan? With the dog? You can tell we're doing this Sunday morning, too, because we had to... I had to do a... what did I have to do? I had to go to L.A. for an audition.
You did on Thursday. That was Thursday.
Thursday, and then Friday came around, and what did I have to do?
Friday.
Friday came around, and... I was just too tired or something?
I can't remember what we did Friday. Why can't I remember what we did Friday?
I don't know. We don't normally podcast on Friday.
We did something
anyway.
Friday.
I don't know where we went.
Oh, we went to dinner.
We went to dinner with the Waints. And I went to the Brazilian meat sweat steakhouse.
Yes.
Where all they do is keep feeding you meat until you break out in huge sweats. Yeah, it's a lot of meat when you're in those places.
Brazilian steak. Well, that's their meat.
It's kind of like a buffet, and then you.
Well, yeah, they have like a buffet for like your sides, salad, things like that.
Yeah, they had like what do they call that? Like I said, was really good.
Risotto.
Yeah, risotto was really good there. But then they keep coming around with meat, and they slice it off, and you take it and eat it.
Right.
It's very salty.
Oh my
like
God!
There's
I know.
like
My
mega
hands are
sodium.
all kinds of swollen.
Lucky my blood test, my sodium was down.
Not Saturday, they wasn't.
Yeah, no, Saturday it's blasting back up. But yeah, that's what we did Friday. We went out there, and then Saturday I had to shoot this soap opera thing they've been shooting in Reno, and I played the Elder.
What like?
It's like they said, think of it as Twilight. Have you ever seen Twilight #4? And I kind of have. And I know the guy in a robe, and he's like the elder guy.
There's
so
3 guys in a row.
Yeah, so I had a robe and a brooch and like a wife that was the elder.
Oh, you had an elder wife?
Yeah.
Oh.
And we.
But you were like humans, not like vampires.
We were werewolves.
Stop it.
Yeah. We were human, like we were actually werewolves.
So it was kind of like Twilight.
Yeah, it was almost the same.
But instead of vampires, you're werewolves.
Yeah, the same type of thing.
Okay,
and then a human was marrying a
werewolf.
A werewolf.
Oh my God, this is like literally Twilight.
Yeah, it's kind of like the same type of thing.
Good
so,
Lord.
Yeah, so I had to do that all day on Saturday, so we didn't get the podcast. So
I also find
on
it funny that you had to play this role. You hate things that can't be real.
Right. But
like you hate Twilight, you hate Harry Potter.
That's what they hired
you
me
hate
for.
Anything magical, and you
Right.
just played a magical creature.
Right. And our 2 bodyguards we had were werewolves. We had 2 bodyguards with us that protect us. Like.
Right. This sounds exactly like Twilight, actually.
Right. And look after us.
Oh boy, can't wait to watch this.
But yeah, it was a big acting week for me because I had to go on a whim to L.A., fly to Burbank, which I pushed out of the gate, and I fell asleep right when we pushed out on the gate.
Which is not unheard of.
And next thing I know, I wake up, I hear bing. I'm like, we're not in. We didn't take off, did we? I'm like, I don't even know. And next thing I know, we're back in the gate. And
changing a plane.
Yeah. And then they put us in a new plane because the front pilot window, they said wasn't holding pressure. Whether they tell us the truth or not,
I don't know.
Who knows? But they couldn't get it fixed and switched planes.
Takes a while for Cock to.
Yeah, so flew down there, made it down there, got an Uber just in time to go to the audition, basically. And as I'm cruising through like Hollywood, we were parked right in front of at a stop sign right in front of Hollywood High. Do you know Hollywood High is right in the middle of Hollywood?
I did not actually know that.
It's right in the middle. It's like scummy all around it. It's right behind like Jimmy Kimmel's studios, basically.
Oh,
Hollywood
I did
High.
not know it was there.
And the funniest thing about Hollywood High is there's a gate kind of around it, you know?
Well,
and there's all kinds of like drawings on the side of it. Like I think it's Wizard of Oz, actually.
Oh.
And so on the side of it, and then right behind there's just a big giant billboard, Hustler.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
appropriate.
Right
Very
outside the front door of the high school. It says Hustler. It's a big old billboard, like the Hustler place you go to and all that stuff. I thought
when you leave high school,
that's how you know you're in Hollywood.
Hustler.
It's so scummy in Hollywood.
Is
like,
it?
River
I haven't been there in a long time.
River showed me pictures of Japan.
Yeah.
And Hollywood's just scummy, man. It's when you're a little bit on the outskirts, like where my audition wasn't as bad and stuff as on La Brea. But when you're kind of in the midst of the Hollywood,
why are they letting Hollywood get so scummy?
Well, I think it's just a California thing too. There's homeless everywhere. There's tents. There's trash. There's all that kind of stuff. And so I was like, it's pretty scummy down here. But I went to the audition. I've been to the audition place before. It's a place where they audition a lot of commercials. They were doing like a Taco Bell commercial. I auditioned for Habit Burger.
What'd you have to do?
Basically they took us in at 2s, and there's an animated character, a little piece of charcoal. Seriously, it's like a piece of charcoal named Charlie.
Okay.
And they said, watch Charlie go by, and then you're like, hey buddy,
Oh no.
And then Charlie goes and stands on the edge of the grill and dives into the burning inferno.
Okay.
And sacrifices his life basically to go into the barbecue, and you're just a customer, or you're either a customer or a chef. They didn't really say. Watching this and doing facial expressions.
So you had to be like, no.
Well, the craziest thing about it is in the breakdown they wanted a dude from Lebowski, the guy who played Dude with a mess. It was Jeff Bridges.
I've actually seen that.
And they wanted you messy and scruffy, so mess up your hair, and they wanted like They want a California vibe, ex-surfer, older guy vibe.
You so I thought that was either
perfect.
Way.
Yeah, so I thought that was perfect. And my agent said, make sure you go in scuffy and scrubby and messy hair and everything, because I sent in that picture of you that looks like that. And they like that. And so I went in there, and I'm with a black guy. It looks nothing like me, nothing like a surfer.
Or Scruffy.
And so I don't know what's going on.
Oh.
I'm thinking maybe they paired us up, so maybe he's in it for a different part than I was.
Right.
I don't know.
Interesting.
So I figure if I don't hear by Monday or Tuesday, then it's over.
I didn't get it.
I know. But it was kind of interesting watching the people go in the Taco Bell commercial, the Coors Light commercial.
Right. I feel like Taco Bell
there was
young.
The Taco Bell was
Young.
all young girls.
I was going to say, because I feel like all the Taco Bell commercials are young kids.
All the Taco Bell commercials, the girls were like 22 to 25.
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. They were young. And then the Coors Light commercials were all mid-30s.
Did they look like
men.
Jason Kelsey?
No.
Oh.
They did not. No. But, I'm trying to think what else. Oh, Wendy's was the other commercial that they were going for. There was 4 different. It's a pretty big casting area.
Yeah.
But
interesting.
This is pretty interesting just sitting there and
observing. People watching.
Observing, yeah. And see what's happening, And they would come out and talk to, each section once in a while. But so it was pretty interesting.
Nice.
And then that was it.
And that was it.
Yep.
That's all she wrote.
I went all down there, did it, came back.
I know. Poor Nora had a stressful day.
Oh, yeah, and you had to leave Nora in the cage. Maybe that's why she's being an asshole
I think she's a
she's
little mad at us.
She's giving us a lesson.
Like, you fuckers don't leave me.
Right.
She's real clingy.
Yeah. That's what we were just talking about, taking the dog and training her with your parents so when we go away out of town.
She's not as bad.
She can stay there, but I don't know what's going to happen.
Not as anxious.
Right. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens with that.
Right.
You know what we could do?
I don't.
Is we possibly could have this guy come up and watch her.
Hey everybody, this is Joe LaMonica with LaMonica Custom Builders. You want a custom home from a Southern California premier home builder? Call me, Joe LaMonica with LaMonica Custom Builders. 310-465-3347.
Yeah, so lately in my free time, I don't read books. I would download them and listen to them. So
right.
I listen to a book. I can listen to like in a day. It's done.
That's impressive.
Yeah, because when I go in my car, it just plays, or I go to the gym, it just plays. And so one of the books I did was the Playboy.
Crystal Hefner?
Yeah, Crystal Hefner book. Because I said, I do all these financial books and stuff usually like that. And I said, this will be kind of a fun one just to see. But I wasn't that, I didn't get as much juice as, say, I wanted from it. Because she was with Hugh Hefner in all her older days. In his older days, I should say, not her older days. She was on the late one, and he really liked her and stuff like this. But it was more, she had a hard life with him for 10 years.
I believe that.
She's just taking care of an old fucking decrepit guy.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden
And I think still horny, though.
Well, no, he would have, I think just in his brain he had to do it. So they would have like movie night or whatever, and he was very regimented. And he never wanted to leave the mansion. He thought the mansion was the best place ever. He hated leaving the mansion.
Yes, he did.
His whole life. Because he said everybody should come to him and bring the parties to him.
Did.
And they did. But he said, they'd be sitting there watching a movie, and next thing you know, he'd take a little, like a paper towel out of his pocket, and he had this little blue pill in it. And she'd be like, she'd just be like, oh my God, it's the word. Like, he'd pull out that, and she'd just like go get all grossed out,
Well, yeah.
And then she knew, then she would have to pick 2 girls there to go with him. So it'd always be 3 or 4 girls at one time. Now, that sounds great to me. And it probably sounds great to most guys, but not for the girls.
Right. I see you got a girl's perspective on it now.
Yeah. She was sick to her stomach a lot of times, and she would just do it.
Like, was it worth it?
But he wasn't, and he would just fall asleep because he's old. He's fucking,
right.
After he turned, late age, he didn't do it anymore.
I think he didn't do it for a long time.
Yeah. And he barely even did the movie nights and all that kind of stuff because he would just fall asleep or whatever, But yeah, it's just kind of gross in perspective.
Oh, good. I'm glad you got a women's perspective on it now.
These younger girls would, no matter how old he was, they thought it was the greatest thing. They thought it was the greatest thing ever. They would do whatever.
They thought they were going to get something from him, whether it was a Playboy cover or money or.
But she said she used to pick out. She used to go and shop and buy all the. They'd have a closet full of pajamas. He'd say, "Okay, put the girls in their pajamas now." And in like silky jammies or whatever. So she would automatically put him in the colors that he didn't like.
Oh my, that's funny.
Because he didn't
get
like,
as much joy
out of it because
he didn't like those colors.
Right. Like he put her in purple or something like that. I can't remember what colors it was, but kind of weird.
I want to read that book. Yeah. Just curious.
It's not that great.
Oh, is it better than Britney Spears?
I don't know. I never would ever would do that one in a while. But I found out one of the things she had to be in by a curfew. Oh, yeah, they had a curfew. And it was like early. Yeah, it was like 6. Hers was 6 p.m. Whoa. Because he's old. I think it was like 8 when the other girls were there. And you want to know a weird thing about Hugh Hefner? He never ate out.
Oh.
He had the mansion prepare his food, which was the same thing every night: pork chops and mashed potatoes.
Weird.
And so they would all go out to dinner to a restaurant. Everybody would order off the menu and stuff, and he would have the mansion prepare his food, and the waiter would just bring his food out.
Weird.
He never wanted to eat anybody else's. He ate the same thing every night.
Good
the
Lord.
Same thing for breakfast. The same thing all the time. The same sex thing. They would go up in the room. He put on old 70s porn, which none of the girls liked because they were like, and then
Who enjoys the 70s porn?
They would put on music, and he never refurbished or remodeled the
from the 70s.
The mansion from the 70s. So she said everything was falling apart.
And like old and moldy. And
yeah, and then he had like Picassos and all these other paintings. They were all fake. None of them were real. He always said they were real. None
they
of
were
them.
not.
No, when he died, they figured out they weren't.
Oh.
And they put them in storage. And everything was. There was one thing they found out after he died when they sold the mansion to this billionaire who wanted to buy it. It was so infested with black mold that there was a lot of things, sicknesses and stuff, and even a lot of her health was compromised because of this mold.
I believe
because the mansion was so old and they didn't.
And they never got it.
They kept
minimal maintenance.
Minimal maintenance on the mansion, but they had so much staff for everything else. But everything stayed. It was pretty kind of fascinating in that way that he and I kind of get it. People get in their ways, but pork chops and mashed potatoes.
In your ways, sir.
That's my papa.
Is this like the
you're 90 years
your
old.
history?
Oatmeal.
Written.
Yeah.
Pre.
Yeah, and he only liked anything about himself. He never wanted to hear anything about anybody else. Like he didn't care about her life story or where she came from. And he only.
Are you turning into Hugh Hefner?
Maybe I don't know. No, I'm not selfish.
Do you know
like
how
that.
my week was?
What did you do? What'd you do? But yeah, that was kind of fascinating. And then he had 3 people on staff that would search for articles or newspaper clips or TV, whatever, with any mention of his name. And he would clip them out and he'd put them in a scrapbook.
Oh my God, he was such a narcissist.
So he had thousands of scrapbooks. And
of
he goes,
him, about
that's
him.
When he had his wife,
yeah,
he would say, okay, let's scrapbook. And he would scrapbook articles of himself.
Wow.
And she would help him with that. They would scrapbook together. That was his entertainment, putting articles about himself. And then when he was bored, he would pull an album out and read about himself.
Oh my God.
And read about pictures of himself.
Jeez.
But never ask how she's doing.
Right. How's your day?
And she learned that if I always just stroke his ego and everything's cool.
Oh yeah.
Don't go against it. So my personality type was to beat myself down and just go with what he said because my life was better here than probably at home because I had nothing going on for me.
He would find these girls too that he knew
that
were like down and out, and anything he gave them would be better.
Right.
And like he knew that.
He said, if you want to leave.
Literally a true narcissist.
Yeah.
Like
she said he was.
Yeah, you can't live without me. That's what they think, and he would find these girls that he would make think that.
Just leave because I'll find another one.
Right.
And he did.
And so he would he essentially would beat them down more.
Oh yeah. And then he would say in a roundabout way, he'd be like, look a little chunky around the waist.
Oh my gosh.
And then she'd be like, oh my God. And then
he's gonna get rid of me.
Yeah, and then he'd bring in the other girl who looked a little better than her. And then she'd be like, oh my God, I better not eat anymore or not work out.
Did they get divorced before he died?
No.
Okay. You couldn't remember.
No, but she left him.
Oh, okay.
She
but before he died?
Before he died, he begged her back.
Oh.
And so once he begged her back, she had a hand on what was
done. She kind of,
And she took control because he really wanted her back. He really liked her.
He was the only one
to care for him, and she cared for him.
Yeah, she's the only one he married besides his original wife.
Yeah, because she cared for him, and she had that personality that she goes, I didn't fight back, but I was ready to kill myself. She didn't fight back, but she didn't know.
Yeah.
And then he ended up leaving her. He bought her a house, which she never went to.
Oh, well, she wasn't allowed to.
No, she never went to after he died.
Oh.
She's like, I am not going to live here.
Did she sell it at least?
He picked it out. Oh yeah, probably. She bought a little bungalow, tiny 800 square foot house in the Hollywood Hills or something.
She's probably like, I need small and confined.
Yeah.
And
but the funniest thing is, she would go out with guys, but never tell him about it because she had her needs and wanted a guy. And one of the guys,
a guy her own age.
The reason it was Jordan McGraw, Dr. Phil's son.
Oh.
And so the reason she left Hefner
for him
is because Dr. Phil basically told her to.
Was like, what are you doing? Get out of here.
Yeah, get out of this whole thing. So when she left, she moved in with Jordan McGraw.
Ah.
But then she heard Dr. Phil talking behind the scenes, behind the people, Yeah, my son scored a Playboy model.
Ah, come on.
Yeah, and she said Dr. Phil's son, Jordan, I found this most fascinating, was the most spoiled fucking brat. He lived in a $6 or $7 million house that his dad bought.
Wow.
His mom constantly would just buy him presents like cars and
so what
all
Dr.
this
Phil's
stuff.
preach isn't even reality.
No, he's on the mom's tit to this day.
Oh, good Lord.
And he's a music producer.
Oh,
right?
He's not.
Right, and no one even knows who he is.
Right.
Or he's a music guy. But the
what
mom,
has he produced?
the mom,
Interesting.
the mom would like sabotage her relationship with him, and just buy stuff and do all this stuff. The mom was always insecure.
Because she wanted to be in control of him.
And then Dr. Phil was out high-fiving his buddies, saying, "My son landed a Playboy model."
Because it looks all cool.
Yeah. Then so she finally left Jordan.
Why is she? Well, that's she just getting in another situation.
Yeah.
She's just mirroring it with a younger guy.
Yeah. But she says, I don't want to say it, but he never paid for one thing his whole life. He said he had his parents' black or whatever Amex
American
card,
Express.
and he would just buy everything with it, and no one even said a word about it.
Wow.
Never made like his own money.
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah.
What do they call those kids? There's a name for
Klingons.
them. No, there's a name for like celebrities'
Stage
kids
10
now.
Klingons.
I can't remember what they're called.
Yeah, but
They'll come to me.
Yeah, but she just like she couldn't stand this guy Jordan.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And I'm not surprised.
So anyway, yeah, that's what was in the book.
I want to read this.
Yeah, hopefully, well now I gave a good review on it, so maybe you will want to read it.
Yeah, beach read. I'll read it in Hawaii.
Oh, okay. Do you find it funny? And I was telling you a while back that for some reason I'm fascinated with log cabins in the woods.
I know, ish. You don't talk about it a lot. You must think about it a lot.
I do think about it a lot. I don't know why.
Do you think about it more when you're feeling like down and depressed?
No, I don't. I'm not saying
it's
down and depressed. I'm not. But when I was listening to Jackie Schimmel's show, I'll say those of you who don't know who Jackie Schimmel is. It's the Bitch Bible podcast.
Yes.
But I became a fan of it
because of me.
Because of you, but I'm not a fan of her material. I'm a fan of the way she talks.
She's so crude, and she just owns it. And it's great.
I'm a fan of. I think she's a linguist. Like
I know,
she articulates so well.
But sometimes she just says words and has no idea what they mean.
I know, and
it works. It weirdly works still.
It works way better than
She'll
I can do it.
use them like inappropriately, but it works.
Right. But she's done it on purpose, kind of. Like she's
sometimes.
I would say she's super smart, even though she like flunked out of high school and everything. Hardly, you know,
right?
I mean, almost, you know. But I don't know. She's got a very unique talent.
She does. I will agree because I do enjoy listening to her.
But she says she's going to go to Paris by herself.
She does that a lot.
And she goes and she sits there and has a drink.
And drinks or smokes a fake cigarette.
Yeah, and sits there and watches the people and stuff. And for some reason, it kind of sounds fun to me to do. That's why it's like I got to go in a cabin in the woods.
You can't watch anybody.
Well, I don't know if I watch people or not, you know. And it's like, you know, I always say that. And you say it wouldn't last a day or two, but maybe it'd only be I just go for 2 days.
Maybe a cabin in the woods you would last.
Oh, maybe.
I don't think like a trip to Paris you'd last.
I've never been to Paris.
I know.
You want me to go to Paris without you?
No. You want me to go without you? Because I will.
You'd probably love it. Take the dog with you in your deal. Put the dog in a cage.
She was easier to travel. Why did get a big dog, damn it?
Right, I know. You need a little purse dog. That's what
I
want.
That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Should have gotten a purse dog.
Little purse dog. But yeah, for some reason, a little log cabin. It sounds. That's when Chris was telling us, "Oh yeah, I'm thinking about getting a log cabin."
Oh yes,
a little cabin.
Like, I want a log
I was
cabin.
wondering what that is. How
you can have
works.
a log cabin too, honey.
I guess I could. Who knows?
You want to go stay at my parents during the week? No one's there.
No, but that's not a log cabin. I'm talking. I'm talking
a legit log cabin.
I'll show you a log cabin. You know who can stay in a log cabin? These guys right here, which is us.
This segment of Life with Eric is brought to you by
430 National,
Great American Storage,
America,
and Reno Yard
for all your outdoor storage needs.
Does your log cabin have a TV?
Good question. Because I could listen to my audiobooks.
Right. Just wondering. How high-tech is your log cabin?
Yeah, it was a TV.
Couldn't you log into all of these things if I wasn't around?
No, I wouldn't. They have to have cable.
Oh, no. I don't know how many log cabins on cable.
Have cable, yeah. I don't know. I'd take a couple of bottles of Juicy Tits vodka.
And forget where you're at.
And have a good old time. And by the way, you can get Juicy Tits Vodka at juicytitsvodka.com.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're on YouTube, you can see them sitting here on our table.
Yep.
Beautiful bottles of Juicy Tits Vodka. Zoom in, people.
Zoom in.
Zoom in.
And drink it while you're reading the Crystal Hefner
I'm going to try actually this weekend to sit down and find some music to make a Juicy Tits commercial so we can just
hit the button.
And Life with Air podcast is brought to you by Petrilla Concrete Construction. Saw Marcus this weekend for dinner, and it was great. And Mel, she's part of it too.
You're right.
And doTERRA essential oils, you can get those from Aisla Mueller, and her Insta handle is at This Essential Life.
What you did have to put some lavender oil on your wound.
On my wounds, on my neck wounds.
You started getting a rash from the Band-Aid.
Yeah, I know. I can't do like latex Band-Aids or something like that, or whatever, they are. Plastic, whatever. Yesterday was great because the cloak I was wearing was
covered
your
neck.
Hood on.
They probably were like, "Oh God, what did whoever dressed you be like? Holy shit!"
They get this guy a cloak.
Yeah, he's now an elder because I can't stand looking at his neck anymore. Gross.
I know. And hey, dear, I got to do audition today. You got to help me with. I know. I'm dropping it to you live, so you don't ridicule me too much. And then tonight I got to rehearse for a scene for acting class.
That is something
which
to do
I'm excited
with me.
about. I know it's nothing to do with you. But anybody out there wants to sponsor us, that would be great. Still looking for a new sponsor. Come on, one of our listeners. You can do it.
Come on.
Yeah. Or rate us a 5. Follow us, subscribe, share us with a friend. It helps us out a lot. We would really appreciate that. Right, Keeks?
Right.
And time flies when you're having fun.
Time flies when the dog leaves the room.
Oh, is the dog gone?
You didn't even notice?
No.
Wow.
No, I thought the dog was just laying there being quiet. Oh, hey, one thing I wanted to say before we went off the air. We finished that show, Griselda.
Yes, we did watch Griselda this week.
With
Sofia Vergara.
Oh, yeah, Sofia Vergara.
Not Viagra.
Sofia Vergara. That's pretty good.
It was.
She was a good actress in that. I liked it.
You have to pay attention because you have to read subtitles. So you're watching it.
Right. I kind of know what she's saying, but
I don't.
Yeah.
So.
And the other thing we watched this week was Vanderpump Rules, the first episode of Vanderpump Rules. That was good.
It's bad.
You wish it would gone more than an hour because we wanted to hear all the stuff.
So excited.
But, and Sandoval wasn't on it at all. He came in later.
Yeah, I think he came in at the end. So next week's gonna be some Sandoval drama.
And we also watched last week or whatever. We finished True Detective, the one with Matthew McConaughey
from 2014.
Is that what it was? 2014.
Yes.
Yeah, some great nude scenes in there, man. Great nude scenes in the True Detective. I don't even remember the True Detective except that one scene.
That one scene.
Yeah, it was great.
Wow.
It was what's his name? Howie something.
Nope.
What's his name? How come you can't think of his name? Woody Harrelson.
But yeah, I'm like, it's not Howie anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson had an affair with the court secretary, and it was Alexia Desario or something. Alexandria
Desario.
Yeah, and she got naked, and it was pretty good.
And that's all you remember of True Detective.
Right.
That's why you don't want to watch the other seasons because she's not in it.
Yeah, she's not. I didn't want to watch the other seasons. Screw it. I don't want to see Jodie Foster. That's the last person I would have. Jodie Foster. I don't like Jodie Foster. I like her in Silence of the Lambs. Fine.
And that's it?
Yeah,
that's it. She's a lesbian?
Or Nell.
You judging her?
No, I don't care if she's a lesbian. Is she a lesbian?
Yes, she is.
Oh, she looks like one.
Oh, my God.
I mean, what am I going to say? But whatever. That's fine. I guess. And we're watching Joey the Bachelor.
Oh, yes. I know. A little fun new reality started this week.
Crybaby. Like actually, everybody's a crybaby.
We haven't seen him cry yet.
Who?
Joey.
Oh, we haven't?
No.
Oh, we just see the previews.
Yeah, we're like only 2 weeks in.
Yeah, that's why
he hasn't cried yet.
Right, that's why
it's coming.
I think he's crying.
There's like a few different scenes of him crying, so he's gonna cry.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have my mom on or somebody when he
get her perspective on Joey and the ladies.
Right.
We gotta wait till there's.
Actually, we'll have to ask. We're in a few weeks. We're gonna have podcast Dan on. We'll have to ask him about The Bachelor.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Watch him secretly watch The Bachelor.
I know we got to ask him about
and he's
that.
Like, what? I don't.
I'm afraid what he even have to say about that because he has a mouth on him.
Right.
And so we'll have to see what maybe he'll start. Maybe I'll tell him you can come on the podcast,
but you have to watch
watching,
The Bachelor and Vanderpump Rules.
Right, you have to start watching this stuff and see, and see how it goes.
Yikes.
Anyway, dear, now we're there. Last call. Who we cheersing today?
I honestly cannot remember who we discussed. It's gone. Who were we going to cheers today?
I think we said we were going to cheers the Wink crew.
Oh, okay.
Because we haven't cheers them in a while. We saw them on Friday night. We can cheers Rob and Carr, too. We went out the next night with them.
Oh, for being our social.
Right.
things this weekend.
Right. We're very social.
Lately.
Yeah. That's good.
Next week we're busy too. I know.
Right. Yeah. Let's do this. It's fun to be social once in a while. Then it gets old.
Then it gets old.
Right.
Then you get tired.
Right. Really tired, dear.
You get tired. I know.
No.
We came home from dinner on Friday night and you literally started brushing your teeth and went to bed. And I was like, well, I can't go to bed because the dog has to eat dinner and then she has to run around and go potty. And
I know I had to get up early to go to that shoot, so and I had to memorize my lines and all that kind of
so
stuff.
I was like up forever while you're snoring.
Right.
Right.
Sorry, baby.
Are you? I don't think you are.
Subscribe or follow us on wherever you listen to your podcast, or just go to our website at lifewitheric.com.
And don't forget to follow us on social media for updates and a closer look into my life with Eric. To all of our listeners out there, remember, it's always happy hour here.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Love you, baby.
Love you.